Hey there, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Common Kaiser Show. It's great to be here. Fantastic to have our wonderful audience here with us today and also our guest as well. So I guess we'll start things off. So a few things about our guest today. I guess I ran track with him for a few years. It's been a while, about 2 years or something. I don't know. It's been a while. But anyway, I sprinted with or against, however you want to perceive it. Doesn't matter. But we ran for a few years. This gentleman, he is a graduate of Lincolnville High School from Van Wert, Ohio, currently a senior athletic training major, and at the point of this recording is going to graduate in like 3 or 4 days. In the future, he plans to attend Ashland University to get his master's in something. I forget what you guys...
Exercise science.
Oh, okay. Exercise science. So, fit.
Something like that.
So, yeah, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Ryan Rager. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Wade. This is a nice home you got here.
Oh, thank you. The mansion.
Yes.
Is there anything that I should have mentioned that I did not?
I don't think so. Covered it pretty well.
All right. Copy that. Let us begin. So, I'm going to start with the warm-up. I'm going to try to keep a straight face while asking this one. So, first question. Who would win in a fight? Count Chocula, Frankenberry, or Boo Berry?
What?
Who would win in a fight? Count Chocula, Frankenberry, or Boo Berry?
I guess I'd say Frankenberry.
Frankenberry? The heck?
Really? I don't know why. I don't know.
No, Count Chocula would win. Why would Frankenberry win?
Why are any of these things anything?
What do you mean, why is this a thing?
I don't know what these are.
You don't? You've never heard of Count Chocula, Frankenberry, or Boo Berry?
No. I have no idea what those are.
The breakfast cereal.
I guess
You never heard...
No, I...
Oh, my gosh.
I literally never have... No. I feel like I've heard of Count Chocula, but...
But never Frankenberry or Boo Berry?
No.
God. No. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
I didn't...
But you did dedicate... Frankenberry, okay. I was having a conversation with someone earlier about this, and I was like, if this person does not answer this question, I'm cutting the interview off. But you did answer it, so...
Just, yeah.
God.
Sorry. Guess I need to eat more cereal or something.
That's one of the things. All right. Next question. What is your dream car?
Dream car. I'd say a Ferrari 488.
Ferrari 488.
Yeah.
Okay. What color?
Either red or black. Probably red, though. I feel like Ferraris, you gotta go with red. Yeah.
That's fair. I'd get a... Actually, I wouldn't get a Ferrari. I can't afford one. But,
Well, yeah,
red
I can't
would
afford
be...
one either, but it's
red.
a dream car. You get whatever you want.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What city would you most like to live in?
Houston, probably.
Houston, I assume Texas.
Yes, not Ohio.
Is there a Houston, Ohio?
It's pronounced Houston. I think,
What?
but it's spelled the same. At least there's a high school named Houston.
Houston. That's stupid.
It's really
Maps. What's around Houston? Let's see. What's this? Loads. Looks to be north of Dayton and Troy in that area.
Yeah.
No wonder I've never heard of it. No offense, Troyans. All right. What's your claim to fame?
I don't know if I have one.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't have one. I don't really know how to answer that.
Being boring is apparently your claim to fame.
Yeah.
All
that's
right.
pretty much it.
Mm.
No, I could say I gave Joe Burrow his first bottle of water in the NFL. No one else can say that.
You're right. No one else can
No one
say
else
that.
can say
Good
that.
job.
Yeah.
Although I got
It was
my
his
own.
first.
I got my own bottle of water,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I couldn't get yours. I guess,
unfortunately, you didn't get this celebrity his bottle of water.
but that's too bad. Only one.
What is the best thing you got from your parents?
Best thing I got, like an object type stuff.
I was thinking more of like traits.
Traits?
But if you want to say an object, you are the one answering the question.
Well, I don't know.
Usually when people are like, oh, you got that from your parents, like their great eyes or their sense of humor. I don't know.
I don't know if I could say my hair, but it really wasn't from that. It was more from my grandparents because it skips a generation.
So both of your parents are not redheads.
Well, Yeah, pretty much. Like my mom used to have like strawberry blonde when she was younger,
Hmm.
but my grandpa on my dad's side had red hair, and I believe somebody on my mom's side had red hair. I don't know who.
And all of your siblings have red hair?
All but one.
Uh,
One of them doesn't.
The blessed child.
Yeah, that's how he says it anyway.
I would.
No,
I don't know. I probably picked on gingers a little growing up, but who didn't? That wasn't.
that's true.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
Oh, 10. For sure. We had this question last time. I'm still 10. 100%.
I'm sure you are. What is one of your favorite smells?
I don't know. Just like anything like baking in the oven.
Baking.
Yes.
So-
Like some sort of like something like cookies or cinnamon rolls or something
Oh,
like that.
I was
Like
like,
that.
You
That's
said
like-
anything baking,
well, not
right?
any-
I was
yeah,
like, so if
not
I took a
anything.
turd
just not
and just,
specifically one thing, but
there's two things.
just like that type of stuff, like baked goods. It just smells good and tastes good.
Get baked. All right.
Yeah.
So, what is something that you're looking forward to in the next 10 years?
Oh gosh, I feel like there's a lot that's gonna happen in the next 10 years. Biggest thing would, I guess, just like getting my first like real job and
I've
being
only
able to
worked
settle
fake
down a little
jobs.
bit. Well, job I went to school for.
A big adult job. No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say like graduation. That's in the next
No.
10 years.
No,
Not wrong.
everybody graduates. It's not that hard.
Not true. Not
Well,
everybody does
no,
graduate.
I guess not. It's just, I don't know. It's not the thing I'm looking forward to the most. Put it that way.
Good on you, mate. All right. Who has impressed you the most with what they have accomplished?
Man. I really don't know.
Not even a celebrity.
I'm trying to think. I'll say Tom Brady. I'll be honest. I don't like the guy, but it's
No?
crazy. I mean, the dude just wins games, wins Super Bowls. It's impressive.
That's
it really
fair.
is. He's old and he's still doing it. He's
Yeah.
like 43.
Old man. They're
Yeah.
gonna say Joe.
Joe Burrow?
I was gonna say Piscopo, but
Nah, he hasn't done anything yet.
uh,
Well, in college he did, but
I guess Joe Burrow.
yeah. No, I'd give it to Tom Brady, at least off the top of my head right now. It's pretty impressive.
Copy that. What is a stat in your life you would most like to see?
I would like to see probably just like the amount of time I've spent sleeping. I
Sleeping.
think that'd be interesting. 'Cause I feel like it's higher than most. I sleep a lot.
Sleep
I
sleep a lot.
I do. I really do.
Ah, that's disgusting.
Some people I just can't get by with like less than 7 hours. Otherwise, I'm just
What's your average?
like 8.
8? No, I mean
Pretty
sleep is
consistent, 8.
sleep is important. It is
Yeah.
very important.
I just can't get less than that. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. I'm
Gotcha.
just tired all day and it's no fun.
Ugh. Have you ever had like issues trying to sleep at all? Just, like,
Yeah. I wouldn't call it insomnia, but like it just kind of goes off and on. Like every once in a while, I'll just have a hard time either staying asleep or falling asleep. One of the two.
Roger that.
Yeah.
What is a piece of entertainment that you wish you could erase from your mind so that you could experience it for the first time again?
So we're talking like movies or something like that.
Movies or
Shows.
a book or I don't know.
Who reads books? Man, that's a good question. I would say Parks and Rec. I'd like to watch that over for the first time.
I respect that.
It's a good show.
What's your favorite snack?
Yogurt,
A certain type of yogurt.
Greek yogurt.
Okay.
Typically not just plain Greek yogurt.
Just like vanilla.
Vanilla or plain with granola or something like that and honey. That's
Okay.
really good.
So what's the best flavor of Greek?
Strawberry's pretty. Yeah. I mean, there's not that
Chocolate.
many. There's not that many flavors. It's like vanilla, strawberry, plain. That's like all there is, basically. At least all I've seen.
I don't know. I don't eat Greek yogurt very often.
You don't know
Not
what you're
Greek.
missing. You don't know what you're missing.
All right. What is a small thing that makes your day better?
I would say being able to go to bed and my bed is like freshly made out of the wash, out of the dryer. That just, I guess, doesn't make my day better. It makes my night better and maybe the next day better. But I'm a big fan of that, like, first sleep on a clean bed. It's always the best.
How often do you wash your sheets?
It's usually once a week, but sometimes it's every other week.
Once a year?
No. I'd say on average probably once every 10 days, I guess.
Once every 10 days, okay. Yeah. Did OJ do it?
No.
No, he didn't?
I don't think he did.
Why do you think that?
I just don't think he did.
Fair enough.
I have no hard proof. I just
didn't he like write a book basically saying how to get away with it?
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal, not going for him there, but still, yeah, I don't think he did it.
Copy that. I'm curious if this has changed or not. What is the best compliment you have ever received? This is like a common Kaiser staple. I always have to ask this.
I can't remember what I said last time.
Honestly, I don't either.
I feel like last time I had a hard time thinking of something, and here I am again, having a hard time thinking of something.
Knew this was coming. You should have studied.
I didn't think. I didn't think about.
Fake fan.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, gosh, I guess I feel like my high school track coach, he just I always respected him a lot, and I remember one time specifically, it was after like a really good race or a really good meet in general. He just complimented me on like working hard and sticking to it, even though it wasn't going well for a while, but kind of like turned the corner one time, and I don't know, that sticks out in my mind. Basically,
perseverance.
Yeah, sure. I don't think he said that, but yeah, I don't.
Good job, sport. Pat on the back.
Yeah, no, that's a thing that sticks out in my mind, I guess, right now, but I don't know. We'll have to look back and see what I said the first time, see if it matches up. I doubt it, but
should probably insert a clip of it right here. I'll think about it. All right. Well, congratulations. You survived the warm-up.
Thank you.
That was me clapping.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I got for this. I'll take a brief moment for a mention of our sponsor, and then we'll be back to hear more about Ryan Rager.
Richard Head here with another amazing product. With all this coronavirus that's infecting our country, we've discovered a cure, Covidex. With our patented blend of herbs, spices, and dish detergent, it's guaranteed to cure not only coronavirus, but COVID-19 as well. Watch as Covidex cures my own personal case of COVID-19. Cough, cough. Never felt better. But wait, there's more. Order within the next 90 minutes, and you get a free case of Covich absolutely free.
Warning, side effects may include but are not limited to vomiting, increased sickness, dying, and worst of all, everyone knowing you're an idiot for drinking toilet bowl cleaner. Covidex is not for everyone, or really anyone when you think about it. Call your doctor if you are actually considering taking this product, and when we say doctor, we mean psychiatrist. Don't take Covidex if you actually have coronavirus, COVID-19, or any other disease. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's great to have you here. Hopefully you're enjoying the show so far, at least I am. So yeah, I guess we got through the warm-up, and now we'll kind of just chit-chat about life. So, I don't know. Let's start early. What's the earliest memory you've had?
Earliest
I'm just
memory.
going to, like, go all the way back.
Yeah,
I don't know. Deep dive
all
here.
the way back. I believe I was 2 at the time.
If you say 9/11, I'm going to just spit in your face.
I don't remember 9/11.
Good. I say anybody younger than me that says they remember, I'm just like, you're lying.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. But probably equally as tragic, at least to our family, was our barn burned down. And we had...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But basically, yeah. So our barn burned down, and we had sheep and stuff in there, and basically all the sheep died because they were stupid. And we had 2 llamas. The llamas were smart. They ran out of the building when it was on fire. The sheep stayed inside.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So I don't remember the fire or anything, but I remember, I don't know if it was the next morning or the morning after. It was soon after the fire.
Mm-hmm.
We had one lamb that we had inside for the night because it was a bottle fed lamb.
Okay.
For whatever reason, it wouldn't nurse on its mother, so we brought it in the night before. And so it was the only one that we had that survived, basically. So I just remember, like, it being in the little box in the utility room downstairs.
Just
I think
bottle feed it.
Yeah. That's probably the earliest one I got. Because I would have only been 2 at the time. I can't think of anything that could have possibly been before that. So, yeah. That's probably it.
All right, there you go. Would you consider yourself to be a redneck?
No.
No.
I feel like redneck. I don't know. I'm not redneck. I grew up on a small farm and like spent a lot of time at the creek and stuff, but I just feel like redneck just doesn't fit me.
It's like an offensive term.
No, it's not even offensive. I wouldn't be offended if I was one. I just feel like I wasn't that hardcore. Like, yeah.
So what does one do for fun in it's a town and a county, Van Wert. What do you do? Because we played video games earlier and I was quite appalled, but like not much. Like,
yeah.
Describe a typical summer day for little Ryan.
Okay, so when I was younger, most of my day was spent outside. Me and my older brother, we'd go down to the creek pretty much all day if it was nice out. And we would just, like, mess around down there. Like, we'd catch stuff. We'd catch a lot of carp. We had some pretty big carp.
Would you use, like, boogers for bait and stuff like that?
No, we'd use a net. We'd chase him. We'd run along the bank, and we'd chase him down, and we'd catch him.
You would wade in the water?
Well, no.
Anybody?
That's a terrible joke.
Come on, guys.
That's cringy.
But everybody else uses it on me, so I have to be able to use it.
I guess. But yeah, no, that's what I did most of the time growing up when I was real young. Well, not real young, but up until I was probably 10 or so. And then after that, I got into sports a lot more. So I probably spent most of my time doing that. Playing baseball and stuff, basketball.
What position did you play in baseball?
I played all of them at least at one point for one game. But mainly, when I was younger, I was mostly infield. I played a lot of third base, and I was a catcher for like 2 or 3 years. I pitched for 1 year. But then towards the end of when I played baseball, which my last year I played was freshman year of high school, I played the outfield mostly.
Outfield? Right field?
No, not
left
usually,
field?
Not usually
center
right
or left center, right center?
I think I was normally left.
The bench?
I was normally left field, I think, was probably the most I played, but I played some center and some right field, but just kind of depended on the team and the game and the year. So.
Rip.
Yeah.
So why didn't you play baseball in high school?
Because
or
our team,
did you?
No, I didn't. Our team was terrible. Because my sophomore year is when I started playing sports at the public school, like nearby, and up until that point, I was playing baseball through like the parks department or whatever. So it wasn't
Parks and Rec, yeah.
Yeah, Parks and Rec. It wasn't part of a school. Like I wasn't playing for a school or anything. It was like just the summer ball or whatever. And so my sophomore year, I started playing basketball at Lincoln View, and then I picked up track instead of baseball because their baseball team was really bad, and I didn't feel like I wanted to just lose all the time. And I also was kind of done with
Lose
baseball.
all the time? Then what are you doing in track?
No, that's also true, I guess.
Whoa!
Yeah. I decided I wasn't really into baseball anymore. I was kind of tired of it, so I decided to try something new. I thought track would just keep me in better shape for basketball. And
I mean, why else does anybody do track?
Honestly, yeah. So I was staying in shape or whatever for basketball, even though it was after basketball season. But
What else are you going to do during that time?
Yeah.
Not play baseball, sit
Right.
around, play with the goats and sheep or whatever.
yeah. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I did.
So what about basketball? I'm not too familiar with what can you dunk?
Like now, I don't know. I haven't picked up a basketball in like a long time. I kind of stopped playing. I think it was sophomore year of college. I played some intramural. Was the last time, so 2 years ago. But I just kind of
Playing
stopped just because I didn't want.
intramurals.
Yeah, I didn't want to get hurt, so I stopped.
That's how it
So-
goes.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could dunk now. I could dunk sophomore year, but don't know.
Let's see. I don't know. Although, what is it? Your hamstrings that are killing you now? So
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you need those to jump? I don't know.
Yeah. You need it all. All those leg muscles, you need them.
Ugh, legs. So if your childhood has smell, what would it be?
My childhood had a smell. It would definitely be like muddy water
Muddy
from
water.
the creek. Yeah.
Oh.
I can still like I can smell that. You know?
You ever
Like,
like almost drown or anything at all?
No, I don't.
No.
No.
I was hoping for some like freak accident.
I'm sure there were accidents, but the water wasn't very deep typically. Now, if we got a big rain, it would get like really like it would actually overflow at sometimes. And the creek banks, at least down a little ways from my house, those were probably like a good 16-foot tall banks. So when it would overflow, that would be you definitely wouldn't want to mess around down there then because that would be pretty dangerous. But
Rut-row.
yeah, but no, I never did anything too bad down there. I can't think of any accidents that really happened.
No.
We messed around with snapping turtles. That probably could have been bad, but it never was. So that was good.
Yeah, that could have gone poorly, but it didn't.
It didn't, so we're fine.
Did you like go around pranking people at all? Did you like TP houses?
Yeah, we TP'd a few houses, like my youth pastor's house. I feel like we did that a couple times in high school.
Probably had it coming.
Yeah. I feel like we forked a yard once.
Are you forking kidding me?
No, I'm not. Not forking kidding. I feel like we did that once. I can't remember if that was high school though, or if that was like a summer between college. I can't really remember.
I
but,
can't say I know. I wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, not really big into pranking. I guess didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah,
Did
boring.
did more pranking in college. Put it that way,
College,
yeah.
like at Cedarville.
Yeah.
Details.
Like I don't know. When is this podcast being released?
I was thinking of releasing after you graduated.
Even then, I don't even know. Like some of these are actually kind of bad.
I'm sure
not,
they
not
are.
like too bad. But yeah, the one I could probably share because it's not that big of a deal. The one is more Cedarville property, and I don't want to share that one. But I pranked my roommate junior year pretty dang good.
I'm sure it was great.
It would take a while to go through all the details.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, he was doing the initiation for SPL, which was like one of the orgs that
Cults, yeah.
one of the orgs that was like just rowdy or whatever. And literally all they do is initiate people. They don't do anything the rest of the year. They just have initiation for a week, and that's like that's what they do.
Okay.
And so their initiation week is like a bunch of crazy stuff that they do. But one of the first things they do is they're given a stuffed animal, and they have to like keep it on them all the time. And if they lose it, then there's like super bad consequences at the end of the week. And so while my roommate was showering, I took it.
Yeah.
I took it and I hid it in my room. And he comes out of the shower. He didn't even actually know it was gone for a little while. And so I'm like, I figured what I was doing. I was like cooking dinner or something like that. And then he realized, oh my gosh, it's gone. And so he didn't even assume that I took it, which is funny because I was the only one in the house. I feel like he would have thought I took it, but he didn't.
It means he thought you were a good friend, and you
Yeah.
betrayed that trust.
100% I did. And so he asked me, he's like, did anybody come in the door? Like, did somebody come in and take it? I was like, well, I don't know. just got back. I forget what I said. But basically he thought, because some of the people that are in his org that were doing the initiation were like 2 doors down in the townhouses, because we were living in townhouses at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he assumed that one of them like came in and took it and that they were messing with him. And so he like had to go study or something, but he left. And so I wasn't really sure what to do then. I was like, I don't want to just give it back to him. I want to mess with him a little bit more.
Where did you hide it?
I just hid it like in my closet. Like I didn't hide it well. I just kind of like stuffed it somewhere because I didn't really think he would. Like I didn't think I was really gonna get away with it. I mean I knew
apparently you did.
Yeah.
All right, so go on.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
And so I went ahead and wrote a ransom note for it. And I told him that if he wants to get the stuffed animal back, he would have to go out to the Rock, which is a ways from the townhouse. I mean, it's not like too far. I'd say a half mile maybe.
Far enough to get a point
far
across.
Enough, yeah. And I wanted him to, he had to go out there at 1 a.m. And this was during the week.
Oh my gosh, did he have to strip naked?
No.
Oh.
No. And I told him he had to go out there at 1 a.m. He couldn't be late. He couldn't be early. He had to be there at 1 a.m. sharp. And I just went ahead and wrote a little thing at the end. It just said, I forget exactly what I said, but basically I just said, don't wear shoes. I didn't really have anything in mind for that. I just wanted to see him like not wear shoes. I wasn't even thinking that hard.
Wait,
for it.
did you handwrite this note?
I did with my left hand though.
Oh, you're ambidextrous?
No, I'm not. But the handwriting definitely looked different than my
I
normal
bet,
handwriting.
yeah.
So I did handwrite it. And so I put it on his bed or something. I forget where I put it, wherever he saw it. But he saw it when he got back. And so he went out there. He convinced himself that they were going to lake him because of the no shoe thing.
It's a fair, that's fair.
No, yeah. And so it was like 40 degrees at the time. It was not very warm.
What month of the year was it?
I think it was March.
Okay.
I can't remember.
That's fine.
Exactly when. I want to say March. And so he puts on his swim trunks and he has no shoes on, but it was cold, so he was like wearing like 4 jackets. So he's got no shoes, he's got swim trunks, he's got 4 jackets, and he's like going outside at 1 a.m. in the morning. And so he wanted to take the long way too. So he like went out and around west, like behind, and was like trying to sneak up on him, I guess, to see if he could figure out who took it, because I don't really know.
Okay. Yeah.
I just let him. He just kind of went with it. So, and so he like went all the way around, and I didn't take stuffed animal over there. I had no intention of doing that. That was just to send him out there. And so he just went out there. I think he waited there for like 10 or 15 minutes, realized nobody was showing up. And then I had already went to bed, but a couple of other guys that I live with said that they came back from somewhere. I don't know if it was like Walmart or what, at like 1:30. It was pretty late. I don't know where they was coming from, but they came back and they said that he was like out in the parking lot, like spying on our door to see if they, like the people that
would show up and come and get up.
Yeah. So he was like out, it was like 30 degrees out in the parking lot with no shoes on in his swim trunks, just sitting out there like spying on our door or whatever. And yeah, so nothing happened there. So the next day, like I said, this actually kind of takes a while. There's just a lot of details.
This was longer than I expected.
Yeah,
but please, we've already made it this far.
There's so
Finish
many
it.
details that are, I'm even leaving stuff out. But
Of course.
it was so funny. So the next day I decided to go all out, and I told him a bunch of stuff he had to do. So
you told him directly?
No, I didn't tell him directly. He didn't know I was involved yet. He still assumed it was the people in the org. So the next day he had an org dinner that evening, and so I told him, or I typed all this out, and I put it in front of our door for him to come back. I think it was after chapel he came back and saw it. The first thing was he had to go out to the I don't even know what that's called, the clock tower place, the clock tower plaza, by the
SSC.
Yeah. He had to go out there at 5 o'clock sharp because their dinner was at
AM or PM?
This is PM.
Okay,
yeah.
I'd be like Satan.
Their dinner was at like 5:30. I think I was doing this like a half hour before. So he had to go out there at 5 sharp, and he had to sing Old MacDonald Had a Farm at the top of his lungs.
Okay.
And he had to do it like 6 or 8 verses or something. He had to use a different animal each time. One thing I did not think of at the time was at 5 o'clock at the Clock Tower Plaza, they were starting a prayer thing.
Oh.
A prayer walk is what they were starting.
Okay.
And so he's literally singing. I wasn't even there. I was at clinical. I wish I could have been there, but I already had.
Did anybody record this?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, Seth did. I'm pretty
Seth
sure.
Salisbury?
Yeah, he has it
Gosh.
recorded on his phone.
He was involved.
But
Satan.
yeah, so I heard about it through Seth or a bunch of people heard him singing. But yeah, basically he like interrupted this prayer walk by singing Old MacDonald Had a Farm like 8 times in a row, really, really loud. And so that was the first thing on the checklist he had to do. Then he had to run.
Gosh.
He had to run to the DMC circle with his hands above his head the whole time.
Okay.
And so apparently he did do that.
While singing, or
No. The singing was done. He just had to run with his hands up in the air. And then he had to go to the DMC circle and run around that 3 times, singing Ring Around the Rosie. And then he had to go basically ding dong ditch a Printy unit. Obviously they don't have doorbells, but yeah, he had to go knock and
I
run.
feel like at this point you might as well just like lose the whatever. Like I feel like what punishment would they do to you that would be anyway, go on.
No, he was going for it cuz he thought that
It's the principle.
Yeah. And then he had to hitchhike a ride from a random car he didn't know from Printy to the dinner, which is SSC.
Oh my gosh, just walk. Okay.
No,
he
can't walk.
yeah.
He had to hitchhike because I told him in the letter that he was going to be watched. So he couldn't do anything. He couldn't skip any steps. And so basically he goes to dinner, and obviously they don't have it because I still have it, and I'm not even on campus at the time. And so I think that's when he kind of figured out that it wasn't his org messing with him; it was somebody else. And so he got pretty mad about that. And so basically,
blame him?
So the last thing here is one of the leaders in that org said, if you don't want to get the punishment that you're going to get for losing it, then we get to pepper spray you in the face. And I was actually right. This was all happening in our townhouse. And so I was right there, and I was like, "Oh crap, that's really bad!" Like I was about to go get the stuffed animal and give it to him right then.
But
I was
you
like,
didn't.
I didn't because everybody else, all my guys I lived with, they're like, "Oh no, you should do it. You should watch. Like, this will be funny."
Did you like give it to him on the moment he was about to get pepper sprayed?
No, he got pepper sprayed. Right in the face, yeah. and so his eyes.
Judas.
His eyes were
Fucking Judas.
His eyes were closed, but honestly, it didn't really matter too much. It was really funny actually, but he got sprayed pretty good spray. I mean, it was a good like 3 or 4 seconds. It was just like spraying right in the face, and it took like 5 seconds for it to like get to his eyes. And so he was like there with his eyes closed. He's like, "Oh, that's not that bad." And then he just dropped. I mean, he went to the ground and just started like yelling. And that's when I felt pretty bad. But
clearly not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad.
Gosh.
But yeah, and then he was in the shower for like 45 minutes in a cold shower, just like with his head just on like right in front of the faucet.
Doesn't water make it worse? Like, are you supposed to like milk in your eyes?
I don't really know.
Whatever.
But he was like moaning for like 45 minutes in the shower. It was so bad. It was
Judas.
so funny though. And then I had his stuffed animal waiting for him when he got out of the shower. And he still didn't know it was me until a few days later.
And how did he take it?
He didn't really talk about it. I've yet to this day talk about him. He's still my roommate. I've yet to this day had a conversation about that. I just decided that
If you'd have done that to me, we would have been having a conversation very quickly.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I assumed would happen. I kind of figured he'd talk to me about it, but he didn't.
Judas.
He didn't. So, yeah.
That didn't even happen. I'm pissed at you.
Yeah, that was probably one of the better pranks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was none of it was really planned out beforehand. I just kept going with it and like just kind of led wherever it went. And
Satan.
It was pretty funny.
Mm.
Pretty good.
Did you like because you have like a bunch of older siblings? Did they like beat up on you a lot when growing up?
Yeah, yeah. Especially my next oldest brother. He's still 4.5 years older than me, so not that close in age.
So that's
but
where
the
it comes
closest
from.
in age. I don't know what that means, but whatever.
The teddy bear.
The teddy bear.
Whatever
I
he
don't know.
had. What was his stuffed animal? A zebra?
Oh wait, what are we talking about? My brother? Or are we talking
Yeah,
about? my
I was
roommate?
like, oh, he got beat up by his siblings, so that's why he's bullying people.
No, well, maybe.
You can tell
That's
like usually the people who are like, well, not that you never to me, but like usually the people who are like, you can tell they have something to prove in terms of strength. Usually, were like beat up by their older siblings.
Yeah.
They have something to prove.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, we just fought a lot. We were competitive, and so like we would play like basketball, like 1-on-1. Which obviously, if you're 5 years older than somebody, you've got a pretty good height advantage.
Not anymore.
Well, in this case, he did. He had about a foot on me for most of
Aim
my
low.
life growing up, and so it didn't really like. I was no good at beating him ever, and that frustrated me. So we fought a lot about that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say my older siblings like beat me up for no reason. They just mess with me a lot, you know.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Most of it, 90% of it was with my one brother, and 90% of that was because of like,
That's your
sports.
brother that's like 50 years older than you, right?
Right, yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh. Gross. All right. How do you think being the youngest sibling has affected you as a person? Because like you're like the little baby, right?
Yeah. I think it probably made me more competitive. And I'd say that's probably one of the bigger things, because I was always wanting to beat my older siblings, but in anything like physical related, I couldn't basically. And so that just made me want to like.
Now that
Just
you
be
can,
competitive.
maybe? Can
Well,
you?
I would say most. Yeah, I mean they're all old now. I mean,
So,
I can beat them. Yeah, easy money.
I'm sorry. Easy money?
Easy money.
Well,
Yeah,
if they're listening.
they're not listening. They're not gonna find this. There's no way.
Oh,
They have found a lot of stuff though, like with my like Sting Zone stuff and all those videos that Cedarville made. I've never sent any of that to my family, but they always find it.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing, but
I mean, you grew up like in a farmland, so I'd imagine thinking your family doesn't know how to use the internet would be a fair.
no, yeah. Well, my parents don't. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
Do
they're
they
65.
do they use Internet Explorer?
They might. Wouldn't even surprise me if they still do.
Do they have
But-
iPhones?
My mom has an iPhone. My
Ugh.
dad has an Android.
Ah, your dad's a good man.
No.
I
Yeah.
respect plus 1,000.
Well, okay.
What?
I
iPhones are stupid.
I don't know.
You're right, you don't know.
I think they're fine. I'm not all in on the iPhone, but I like it. I've had both, and I like it.
Which one's better?
Well, yeah, the iPhone. I think it's just better. It's just
Better
easier,
at what?
it's easier
Sucking?
To use. No, it's just
Easier to use. So basically, because you have a simpler mind, that's what makes it better.
No,
I don't see why that
I
makes
just
sense.
don't want to spend like hours trying to like figure out how to use a phone. Like it's a phone.
I mean, if you're not stupid, it doesn't take hours. But hey, you know, that's just.
You know what I mean.
It's just what?
It's,
Like
it's just it. One area of my life that doesn't need to be complicated is just using my phone.
Oh yeah.
And it just works well with other, like the Apple ecosystem thing. Like, I think it's stupid
Ecosystem.
because it's super overpriced, but it's not even the best, but it doesn't matter because you're just going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
Because,
I
like,
guess you seem to be okay with settling for mediocrity, so.
in this, yes, I kind of am in this specific instance. Yes.
Specific instance.
Yes. The Apple products, they just work well together. You know?
Mm.
And that ease of use is important.
Gotcha. I mean, I get like Apple. They're Macs.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Exactly.
Phones, different story.
But think
But-
of how easy it would be if you had an iPhone with your Mac. Everything would just be connected. It
Not
would just
really.
be-
I mean, my work computer, like, I don't use this for work. Like, and even if I
Yeah.
did, like, I like, it's like how people view church and state, phone and computer. I don't know.
yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. I don't
Mm.
have a Mac because the computer I've had it longer than my phone. But I would probably get a Mac whenever I replace my computer. Probably.
Copy that.
So.
Well, what other terrible questions can I ask you that you'll have a terrible response to? Oh, here's a good one. Okay. Did anybody regard you as someone with speed growing up?
Yeah, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was always fast. Like when I was younger, like even in baseball, like I always
That's
I always
baseball.
like stole bases, and
A thief.
that was one of the reasons I was in the outfield like later on, like when I was getting towards high school, is because I was fast and I could just cover ground.
Mm.
But yeah.
Roger that.
I feel like I remember winning a lot of like those, playground races when you're little. I feel like I did pretty well with those.
That you had playgrounds growing up? I thought you were
Yeah, well,
homeschooled.
I guess when my parents let me out of the house,
Oh.
I'd go race somebody.
Just showing up to the
Yeah.
playground. It's like, all right, boys and girls, we're going to
Just
have a little race
challenge
here.
people to races, and
I guess if you can't win in a fist fight, you got to find something else, right?
that's true. I would not win a fist fight.
Not like a ninja over there.
No, I can't punch. I really can't.
I guess I can't.
just-
I've never fought you before, so I can't really say.
I can
know.
go through I can get the coordination and the movement down, but just there's nothing behind it.
Yeah, well,
There's nothing
you're
behind
not missing out on much.
Yeah.
So when you run, I've normally seen you wear like these stupid sleeves. I'm curious. Did you wear those growing up?
No, what do you mean growing up? Like that was
I
part of my
don't know.
daily
Like where,
wardrobe?
where did
no.
this come from? Like I
Okay,
don't
well, hey,
know anybody who else
I'll
who
tell you.
wears them.
I'll tell you. All right.
Uh.
So it started senior year of high school,
Uh-huh.
cross country season. Believe it or not.
No wonder. Okay.
I wasn't top 7 on the team, which is the varsity. Like top 7 is the people that like when they run, it actually counts. Everybody else, they just run and they just run.
So do they wear the sleeves and it was like a trend?
We made it to state, and for the postseason, I think we got it before state. I'm 90% sure we got it. I think for like the tournament, so like conference and then districts and then regionals and state, we had it for those 4 meets. But yeah, like the team, we just got these sleeves. They were like screen printed with our team, not logo. We just had we were the Lancers, and so we had that like the word Lancers on the sleeve, and it also had like our team colors were blue and yellow. So it was just
like Cedarville.
well, different blue, but yeah, it was a royal blue.
Oh, not as
So.
cool.
Yeah, I guess not.
Hmm.
And so we wore those, and I don't even know if I raced a cross country race with them, but I had them, and so I kept them for the track season. And then during the track season, me and one of the other sprinters, a good friend of mine, we both wore them all the time, and that was just when it started. I just always wore sleeves after that, except I didn't wear it freshman year of college. I didn't wear sleeves
I
then.
thought I remember.
No, there's pictures proof that I didn't. And I
pictures
didn't wear
up.
them that year, and that year was pretty rough. I was pretty slow that year.
But do you think correlation caused it like?
No, it wasn't. But when I brought them back sophomore year, and I was doing pretty dang good,
I thought you wore them your freshman year. Like I could have
No.
swore I remember.
at least I didn't wear them consistently. I may have worn them a time or two, but I don't even think I did.
I don't know. I just remember seeing them and being like, I mean, okay, like
Yeah.
I mean, his body, his choice.
Yeah,
That's the
no.
logic.
Yeah. The reason I still wear them is it's not like a thing where I think I need them or like I feel like they make me fast, because they obviously have nothing to do with that. But I do think that because I only wear them when I race, and so when I put them on, it just like puts me in that racing mindset, because like it's like a physical thing that makes me mentally locked in.
I see. So like a sugar pill or a The word tradition comes to mind, but no, I don't know.
No, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
Okay, I was just curious. I just remember
there's a
saying.
connection between the sleeves and racing, and so when I put the sleeves on, I know it's race time, and when it's race time, it's like, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's your explanation for it.
That is helpful because I've kind of always wondered. I just spandex sleeves. It's like the heck.
Yeah.
It's like I guess I can get these at Dick's or something, but like, I don't know. So, describe. Okay. So I kind of want to. Let's just go to where I know of, I guess.
Okay.
So describe your first day on campus. Because
First
obviously
day.
things are a little different now.
Yeah. First day, I don't know if I remember a whole lot other than like moving in. I remember meeting my RA in the parking lot of Lawler,
Ugh.
Kevin Reap. He ended
Ugh.
up being a good friend of mine. He was really, really cool
Seems
guy.
like I never met him. I just
Yeah.
heard Lawler and I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Met my roommate. I remember that. He was kind of quiet and awkward. So was I. So it wasn't really a great combo. Pretty awkward roommate situation for a while.
Okay.
And then I remember I think it was that night where they had the Sting groups all meet up.
Yeah,
out in
but
the-
that sounds reasonable.
You know, they chalked on the
Yep.
parking
I
lot,
remember. Yep.
and
Yep.
You go to your, little camp group, which that's what it felt like. The first
Yeah.
week of school was just Bible camp. I swear, that's all it was.
I've never been to Bible camp before, but I'll have to take your
Well,
word for
yeah,
it.
I mean, it was like the dorms just felt like you were in like your cabin or whatever, and your Sting group leaders were like your counselors, and
Mm.
you were just doing stuff and having chapel twice a day or whatever. It just felt like Bible camp to me. First week did.
Okie doke.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I remember from the first day. Just those things. Moving in, Sting group. That's about
Gotcha.
it.
And you had not picked your major by then, I believe, right?
That is correct. I was still undeclared. I was undeclared through half of the first week.
And then what changed?
I was just talking with my academic advisor, and he was saying that because I was interested in athletic training, but I didn't really know if I wanted to do it, and he just said, well, just go ahead and declare and take the intro class and get started in that direction, and if you don't want to after a semester, it's no big deal to change.
It was your
But
freshman year, yeah.
Yeah, but he said that if you decide to wait a full semester and then try to do athletic training, it'd be more difficult because that intro class was only offered in the fall.
That's fair.
So I just went ahead and did that, started the process, and
It turns out you
turns
loved
out,
it.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
I liked it more and more
Yeah,
as we
yeah.
went on, so it worked out.
Did you, while athletic training or whatever, is there any fun injuries you've had to treat during your tenure?
So sophomore year, they have us do football, high school football, because obviously not Cedarville football. High school football.
Imagine.
In the fall of our sophomore year. And this one injury, it wasn't really a major issue, but we had to spine board a kid in the first game.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Let's start strong.
Yeah, first game, it was the second half kickoff. So just the start of the second half. It was on the kickoff, the dude basically got his neck stepped on. And
Like curb stomp stepped on or like accidentally?
I mean, I'm sure it was accidental,
Mm.
but
you
yeah,
get, like,
so we had to like cut off his
head?
pads. Yeah.
Oh.
Cut off his pad. Well, he had to cut off his face mask and then remove his helmet, remove his pads, and he went with the EMS squad to the hospital. He ended up being fine. Like he was back on Monday.
But it was just like
It was a precaution because he had pain on his neck, so you're thinking it could be a spinal cord injury, and so you have to put the C collar on him and all that stuff. So it wasn't really that cool, of an injury, just because it actually wasn't terribly bad, but just all the steps that we had to take for it. I don't know if that was cool or not, but at the time it was definitely kind of a big deal.
So athletic trainers, I didn't plan for this question. I just thought of it. So, like, I know a lot of nurses who will sit around and talk about their patients and just, like, gossip about them, but not use names because, HIPAA.
Right.
Do athletic trainers do the same thing with, like, people they treat? They're like, oh, my gosh, this person that I just treated, and they were so rude. Like,
yeah. I mean, short answer, yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, it's mostly athletes are pretty high maintenance. A lot of them are. Not a lot of them, but the few that are, they're just very high maintenance. And so, we joke around about them a lot just because, like, they'll come in for any little thing and think they're injured all the time and they're fine and that kind of stuff.
What's the most common, like, issue or injury you have to deal with that's like all right, you could have just, like, stretched or put ice on it, like fake injury?
I'd say, yeah, with, like, high school athletes specifically, like, they just don't know what soreness is. Like, they think it's injury when it's just soreness,
So what's the medicine?
Just wait.
Stretch.
Just
wait.
Drink some water and wait a couple of days. It'll be gone.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I need fixed now.
Yeah,
it's your job to fix me. So
yeah, that's probably college. It's not as much. I actually didn't get to do a whole lot of college stuff. I was only one semester with Cedarville for basketball my sophomore year, and that was it. So I didn't work with a college setting a whole lot, but high school I was at 3 different high schools, and that was kind of the most common thing. They just don't know what soreness is, and they think they're hurt all the time when they're just sore.
You're just milking the system.
Pretty much, yeah.
See what Ryan can do for you. Ice pack. Did you give him, like, popsicles and stuff?
No. We don't feed them. It's not like no. We don't do that.
Do you remember your first practice on the team, like track team?
The very first one, I don't know. I remember freshman year, like, fall track, but I don't know about the very first practice.
No.
I feel like we did something super easy that first day.
Like ultimate frisbee?
You know what? I missed that. I wasn't at ultimate frisbee.
Psychopath.
So if that was the first one, then I wasn't even there.
That's like the first optional. At least I don't know if you guys would do it, but like traditionally every year it's like, oh, you just played ultimate frisbee on the first day. Like you just did.
Yeah. I feel like actually maybe I don't know if this was the first day or not, but I remember we took our warm up lap or whatever, but we didn't do it on the track. We went like we started on the track, but then we went up to like the soccer practice field.
Oh yeah.
Was that the first day?
I mean, yeah.
I remember doing that, and I remember I was like, dang, this is kind of a long warm up because I was just used to like 400-meter warm ups all high school, and so I remember that, and I was just thinking, I was like, is this how it's always going to be? But I don't think we ever even did that again.
I know, at least for like, if I went and warmed up on my own, that would be the type of lap I would traditionally do, at least because I really like that lap. It's like a nice. It's not too long.
Yeah, a little bit longer than 400, but not 2 laps.
Yeah, and it's like you can, if you can't handle that, what are you doing in college track?
Yeah. I think, I don't know if that was the first practice or maybe that was the first practice that I was at. I know it was during the optional week, like the senior-led week, which we don't do that anymore.
You guys didn't do that?
We stopped doing that, yeah.
What the heck? Come on, Ryan. That's for you to do, right? Well, not anymore, but...
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that was probably from the first practice.
Probably it.
I'm surprised I remember that, but
I don't know. I was hoping you'd be like, I walked in, I met this guy named Wade, and he was the most amazing person I ever met. He was very funny and attractive and cool.
Can't say I remember that. I remember meeting Joel, and I think that was at like the Bible study or like some sort of ice breaking, or maybe it was the Fellowship of Christian, or not
something
whatever
like that.
We called it, CU Fellowship.
It's been a few years.
Yeah,
but yes, you are right there.
I feel like I'm blurring stuff together at this point, but I remember that it was freshman year.
It's like it was like 3-4 years ago.
I know, yeah.
It only gets worse.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Would you say that there's certain expectations you had coming into just kind of college practices that, what were your expectations?
For college? Or college track? Or both?
Why don't we start with the first day and work our way on?
The first day?
Yeah, just like you have like the nerves and you're like, oh my gosh, like
Are we talking track or school? That's what I'm confused on. Are we talking both?
Track.
Track. Okay. Well, starting track freshman year was really weird because I was not like on the team basically.
Excuse me?
I was a walk-on.
That's still
and
on
I was
the
a
team.
very forgotten walk-on
Forgotten.
because it wasn't until I reached out like 2 weeks after being at school to Coach Bo, being like, "When's like the first meeting? Like, when is the stuff that?" And he's like, "What?" Like, he's like, "Who are you? Like, why? What?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Well, we talked over the summer. You said I could walk on or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no. The first thing is this day." And it was like 3 days later. Like, I basically almost missed.
Oh, you could have like not been on the team.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, yeah, starting out, I just felt like, why am I here? Like, doesn't seem like they need me here. Like, they don't want me here, type of thing.
Oh no.
But I still wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't really that big of a deal. It didn't like make me want to quit right then.
Sure.
I remember I remember just starting off, like, I just felt like it was a lot different, and I also thought it was kind of easy. Like, it was the optional stuff, so it wasn't supposed to be hard, I don't think. But even, like, the fall training just wasn't very intense. Not that I remember. I just don't remember we did anything that hard.
I do remember.
I just remember doing 200s all the time.
Yeah, I do remember. That would have been my junior year. Like, excuse me. I know my freshman year we did a lot of like various things. Like I remember going to the park and running, and that was some. I remember we do 6 a.m. practices.
Yeah. Thursdays.
Yep, Thursday morning. My freshman year, I want to say it was like a Friday morning or something. I remember like doing some like there was like one workout we did like where we went on to like the volleyball court and like did stuff in the sand or something. I don't know. It was like that was probably my favorite fall training was my freshman year. So I could see why like your freshman year was like, oh, like it just changed a lot.
Yeah.
Things change a lot in 4 years, that's for sure.
Yeah, I remember not knowing what to expect with like college track because I just didn't know. I didn't know. I was expecting it to be super, super hard and like really, really hard, and it wasn't really that hard. Like it was difficult, but it wasn't anything that made me question like, oh, can I do this? Like,
yeah,
it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and I think like I remember going and thinking like it'd be like a big commitment like every day and all that. And it was a decent sized commitment, don't get me wrong,
but it
but
wasn't every day. No.
It's very manageable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like put in individual stuff off to the side, it's more to deal with, but
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely probably less commitment looking back than
Gotcha.
I thought it would be, especially in the fall because it's 4 days. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah,
So.
no weekends, which was nice.
Yeah.
So, looking back, kind of like, you're about to graduate here in a few days. So, as a senior, because like incoming freshman, you're like, oh, so new, Did you feel like you provided a good start of the season for the incoming freshmen?
For this year? Or like this year's freshman?
Yes.
Start of the season? Like, so this
Let's
is
go back
like
to the fall.
of this year.
Yes.
Did I provide them a good start? I don't know if I did that. I feel like we did a pretty good job of trying to get them involved and integrated into the team. Tommy was really big into getting like the cross country and track mixed like right away, which was good. We did like small groups of like 4 or 5 guys, and we made sure that we pretty much picked people from every event group, not every event group, but like we had cross country guys with track guys with like, and then within the track we had, field event people with sprinters or whatever, or like hurdlers with, distance runners. Like we tried to integrate all the different aspects of the track team as well as ages. So like we tried to get freshmen, like a freshman in each group, a sophomore in each group, a junior, a senior in each group. We couldn't do that totally through all of them, but my group was of 5 people we had every class. So, and we tried to get every class like represented in each group. So I think that probably helped. It definitely helped me get to know some of the distance guys, like Jake Logan. I mean, I didn't really know
Solid
him very
man,
well. Yeah, but he's in my group, and so I got to know him a lot better. And another freshman, or the one freshman in my group, he was a cross country guy. I probably never would have spoken to him more than
Most
5
likely not.
times if I hadn't had him in my group, honestly. And then I had one of the Reinhards in my group, so I already knew him pretty well. I had Jace in my group, so I already knew him pretty well. But it was still good to like mix everybody up together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that was one way that we kind of helped the freshmen get involved or get like integrated or whatnot.
Which Reinhard was it?
Andrew.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check. That's all.
Yeah.
A twin. I'm very like.
You got to know which.
Okay, but yeah, you did
Yeah.
like the small groups and stuff.
Yeah. In the fall I was gone half the time because that was when I was with Cincinnati, and so I was only at half the practices, and I was just really busy just because I was taking a full load of classes along with working pretty much full-time hours and trying to work out at the same time. So it was just like a lot of stuff going on. So I didn't really do a whole lot outside of track with them until more so this semester. And even this semester just hasn't been a ton. I feel like we've done more with like outside of track in past years, but being off campus really kind of disconnects you from
I believe
everything
that.
else. And so it was just kind of hard to do a lot of stuff with them. But I feel like for the most part, our freshmen with the sprinters, like the guys, they're really just, a great group, like just fun to be around group of guys. And they also really get along with each other. So I think that was a really good thing that they can I think next year they're planning on pretty much all living together and stuff like that. Like they're pretty tight.
Really, a
tight
group
group,
of
yeah.
sprinters living together.
Yeah. No.
Wow, things have changed.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that they're definitely they'll be fine for next year for sure. Like they're all in a good spot.
So I like to, since you were a leader on the team, figured I'd throw this in there. So in my work, I have certain like assistant leaders, if you will, that I do have one-on-ones with, and I'll ask them questions. I'm curious how you'll respond to these. So pretend you're one of my PAs in a sense. So, what is going well?
What is going well? Currently, not a whole lot. It's not like everything's going bad. I'm about to graduate, so that's cool. I guess that's going well. School's going well. School's basically done for me, which is a good thing, at least for this year. Track has gone pretty badly, especially outdoor season. Indoor was not terrible, but it wasn't nearly what I wanted. Outdoor has just been bad all the way around. Mostly injury, but I don't know. I feel like just saying it's just because I'm hurt is kind of lame, but it just hasn't been very good. I don't know. That's a lot of new stuff is going to happen over the next 3 months, so hopefully those things go well. The big test I took for athletic training, haven't got the results yet back, so who knows if that went well or not. Hopefully that went well. If that went well, then a lot of that would be a big thing. But yeah.
What is not going well?
I feel like I answered
You
that.
pretty much answered what is not going well
Yeah.
there instead of what is going well. But
nothing's going very well. It's just not too much to answer.
negative Nancy.
Well,
all right.
yeah, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. So this one, I don't know. I thought about asking. I thought about not, because I haven't really worked with you in a while, but I figured I might as well. So usually when you sit down in a job interview, someone will sit there and ask you, so what are your greatest strengths and what are your weaknesses?
Gosh.
But I'm going to flip the question because, as I said, I'm going to ask this like I would if I was in one of those meetings.
Okay.
What are my greatest strengths and weaknesses as a leader? So
Yours.
I flat out ask my subordinates, like, what are they?
Gosh.
Don't worry, I'll flip it on you in a second.
I'm sure.
But
well, you're always good at like getting people involved and stuff, like or just trying to get like the team like chemistry, like trying to get everybody together and like be like not a family, but just like get along and like do stuff together even outside of track. I feel like you did a good job with that. You led by example well, except for that one incident.
what is that one incident?
When you punched the wall. And even, I mean, that in itself isn't really that bad, but it just took you out of the team picture for a while,
Yeah.
and that was the only. That,
I
in-
say,
in
don't
my
act
mind.
like people didn't love me more for it.
Yeah, well,
That's
yeah.
my legacy,
yeah.
unfortunately.
The only, not the only, the worst part about it was just that you were not around after that very much.
It's true. I was not around very much.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, we've talked about why you punched the wall, and I get that, and so like it, knowing why you did it makes it not really even seem bad in my mind. Like I get it, and so that part really doesn't. At the time, I thought it was stupid, but I get it now. And so it was mostly just the aftermath of it, I'd say.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
Yeah.
your turn.
I still have to answer these?
Yeah.
Gosh, why can't you answer them?
Okay.
Just answer them for you.
Fair enough. I think your greatest strength is that you're persistent, you're disciplined. Those are very good qualities. I think that obviously you go in and you are wanting to work hard and execute on the certain vision that you have in mind. That being said, I think your greatest weakness is I think that when you have a vision and things don't go according to exactly what that vision was, I think it kind of gets to you a little.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think it shows.
Yeah. No, you're pretty much spot on there. Yeah.
Define leadership.
Oh gosh, we're moving right along.
Unless you wanted to dwell on that.
No,
I mean, I'll if there's
It's
anything
just
else,
no,
I want to be
it's all
like, you're
good,
so
it's all
freaking
good.
rude. What do you want from me?
No,
So
it's
define leadership.
Define leadership. Man, I mean, I would say just it's hard to define it without using lead in the definition.
You'd be surprised.
I guess it's just like taking charge and being decisive.
Decisive.
Yeah. Even if it's wrong, but if you're decisive and you just like make a decision.
So if I lead everybody off of a cliff.
Well, that'd be bad leadership, but you're still leading.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's the exact definition I would say, but it's probably one of the more ones that I find myself agreeing with. So last time we were, I'm curious. So last time when I sat with you and Caleb Carrico, I asked both of you this question at the very end. My question was this. There will come a day in which you will graduate from Cedarville University. The underclassmen of the track team will become the upperclassmen and replace you. Oh, what did I not? I must not have. Let me go back to that. I did not put all of that in there, apparently. I thought I copied and pasted it. That was like the premise.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all
Scroll. I just don't like it when I'm not fully prepared. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Now I can see why, because I had like side bullet points and I didn't get that. Okay. What is the impact you want to have on them before you leave? And how do you plan to achieve that legacy? And then what have you done already? So I guess I'll rephrase the question. What did you do? And you feel like you accomplished what you set out to do? This is your magnum opus, right? You know, this is where it all comes together.
Yeah.
Big reason I wanted to bring you in on this. I was like, so did you accomplish what you sought out?
No. I would say no for the most part.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like if stuff doesn't go according to how I planned it, it shows. And I feel like the latter half of the season, I've just been not like bummed out, but like, I don't know. I just haven't really been a good like teammate or leader to most of the guys. Like I'm not like I'm a jerk to them or anything, but I haven't been what I figured I would be as far as like on the team. Like I haven't been able to be at a lot of practices. I haven't been able, or even if I'm there, I'm not doing what they do because I'm doing like some sort of rehab, like trying to get back into it type of thing. And so, I mean, I'm more of a example leader, not like I don't know what other kind of leader you would say that's different than that. But like, if I'm not leading by example, I'm not really that good at it, I guess, if that makes sense. And so if I'm not like in the workouts, like doing it with them and being able to like lead them through that or like encourage them while we're like doing the hard stuff, it just like I don't really know what to do at practice at least. And so that's kind of where I found myself in the last like month and a half is like I'm not doing the workouts with them. I'm there. A lot of times I'll like time their reps and like try to talk to them and stuff, but it just feels weird. Like, oh, you can do it while I'm just standing here. You know, like I'm not going through what they're going through. So it doesn't seem like it, at least in my mind, it doesn't click. Like if that was somebody talking to me while I'm dying, trying to do a workout and they're just like standing there like, okay, yeah, I'm sure you know it's hard, but you're not feeling it right now.
So you think because you don't feel it in that exact moment, they
Well,
don't connect with you?
It's just that I wouldn't connect with me.
So
I feel weird trying to get them, like trying to.
I see. Let me kind of give a thought in your mind to kind of challenge that. So you have, say, Coach Bo. He's challenging you in a workout, and it's like, oh, you can do it. Like, even though if there's a point which in his past he may have, which I assume he has, do you think you would take his word less seriously in that moment, even though he's doing what he's supposed to be doing?
No, and that's the thing. Like, as a coach, that's his job. But I'm not a coach.
But you are a captain.
Yeah, but I'm a teammate to these guys. It's just different. I don't know.
So if I tried motivating you with my broken hand, would you have not taken me seriously?
Well, it depends. Like if it was one of those workouts where it's like your legs want to just cramp up and you want to curl in a ball and die, and you're like, oh, you can do it, and I'll hear you, and I'll appreciate it, but honestly, I'll probably just like, dude, I'm dying. Like, just let me, I don't know.
So even if I didn't have my physical ailment and I could be there if it wasn't for that, you still wouldn't take it seriously.
Well, it's not that I wouldn't take it seriously. It's just like it would mean more when you're also going through it, and it just doesn't mean as much when you're not.
Copy that. Okay.
I don't know.
No, that's your psychological makeup.
Yeah.
So I see what you mean there.
But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of the freshmen, some of them even told me that they appreciate like what I've done this year as far as like just helping them out. But like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't really do that much. They're just a really great group of freshmen that really want to get better, and they're going to be really good. Like in a couple of years, Cedarville Sprints is going to be great.
It kind of makes me think of I guess usually that's a funny thing with leadership. Like, even if you don't really do anything in the realm, if the team you're on succeeds and you're the leader, you get all the credit. If they fail, you get all the blame. It's like, you don't really do much, but
yeah.
So whether or not you really did anything, they at least tell themselves that you did. And as you said, whether it's a decisive bad or good, the decisiveness is there.
Yeah.
So I guess you probably mostly answered this question anyway, but I'll throw it out there anyway just to re-articulate, and maybe you might have missed something. So what is the impact you want to have on them, referring to those who are going to be stuck around after you're gone, before you leave? So I know at the point of this recording, you only have a few days left, but a lot can happen in a few days. And how do you plan to achieve that? What's your final move?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a final move per se, I guess, that I have in mind that I'm going to do. But
no.
I mean, this last week, I just want to, especially with GMAC landing differently, like as after finals. I mean, I'm not going to really be able to hang out with them much this weekend with everything going on. But the last couple of days, I just want to spend a lot of time with them, and just I don't know if there's anything I'm gonna change that has like what I do in this past week isn't really gonna change anything that I've done over the past year. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
What is something that you've probably had to unlearn as a leader?
Unlearn. I don't know. I guess I feel like last year, I mean, it kind of goes with some of the stuff I've already said, but like if you're leading, you don't have to like lead from the front. And that was one thing I think I mostly did last year, was just kind of like, even just like in warm-ups, like I would always just like do the warm-ups like in the front of the line and like lead it that way. But now I just feel like you don't really have to be in the front. You can just be there. I don't know. I mean, that's just a small example, but like, yeah, you don't have to lead from the front. Like, you can still lead without being like literally in front of everybody, or like literally the best at whatever you're doing. Like, you don't have to be that to be able to lead. So,
fair enough. Which one of these do I want to pick? Oh man. What would you say? What would you say is the highest point of your career?
Highest point.
Not that it's over. You still got another year, but this is your undergrad.
It hasn't been.
It's not over, but up to this point.
Up to this point, honestly, I would have to say indoor GMAC this past year. The 4x4. It was just awesome. Like, it was just so much fun.
Where you fell on your face.
Yeah, I mean, I pulled my hamstring during that race, which kind of led to outdoor being sucky. But
a Pyrrhic victory, but a one worth winning, right?
Yeah. No, honestly, that race was just so much fun, because from start to finish it was a battle, and we didn't even win, but it was still like. It was just awesome.
It's like the Bad News Bears, right? I don't know if you've seen that movie, but
no, I haven't.
Oh,
but
they lose in the end.
Yeah. So like we didn't win. We got second. We broke school record, which was cool. But like we came into the thing we weren't supposed to win. Like, Hillsdale was supposed to run away with it.
Freaking Hillsdale, they're the worst.
Yeah,
I hate them.
But we only lost to them by less than a tenth of a second. So like, even though we didn't beat them, it still kind of felt like we did in a way, just because we did so much better than we were supposed to. And it was just such like a team effort. Like, it wasn't like one guy carried the team. Like, literally all four of us had great races. And that's pretty rare in a relay for all four legs to come together. Yeah. And so yeah, that was just such a fun race, and it was just so much fun. I don't know. That was I would say that was the peak for my Cedarville career, yeah.
What would you say is the lowest point?
About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, probably I would say it would have to be, I mean, freshman year was a low point just the whole year, but I would say, yeah, the meet at Lee a couple weeks ago was definitely probably the low point. Because it just, yeah. Because freshman year, it was worse. Like, I was performing worse, but I had no expectations, I guess. Like, nobody cared. Like, nobody.
And I wasn't nobody, you mean you, yeah.
Well, no. It's just like, I wasn't supposed to be doing anything freshman year. Like, I was a walk-on. It didn't really, not that it didn't matter, but I didn't have any expectations put on me. Okay. And then this year, I felt like there was definitely expectations on me to do something worthwhile. And it just, like, from the first meet, it just got worse, and then Lee was just terrible, and it just, yeah, it was just awful. But.
Copy that. 2 more questions, and I'm going to wrap this up.
Okay.
Which one do I want to ask first? I'm trying to think of how I want to end this. I know how I want to end this. First question. Do you feel like you succeeded as a captain?
And
if you say yes or no, you have to explain why either way.
I know. I mean, I guess I'd say I did. But honestly, I mean, it wasn't necessarily anything that I did, though. I mean, Tommy, he definitely took lead as far as, like, the captains this year. And so he put together a lot of the stuff that we did. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what a failure would have looked like. I don't know what a success would have looked like, I guess, with a captain.
That's for you to decide, not me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think I failed, but I don't know what exactly I succeeded in.
Realistically, it's always a mixture of both.
Yeah.
There's the areas you did well, not so well.
Yeah.
That's kind of life. It's
Right.
shades of gray.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I connected pretty well with a lot of the team, but better than I have in past years, especially with freshmen. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of both.
Yeah. All right, here's my closer.
Okay.
If you did not run track, how different would you be as a person?
Ooh, it would be very different. I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, track just gave me a lot of really cool opportunities. Just to, like, meet people, to do things, to, like, challenge myself. And so I think I would be much more, like, I would have much lower standards for myself if I didn't do track, because I've been able to prove to myself a lot over the past 4 years. Like, if you really focus on something and do it, you can do it pretty well. And to this point, track has been my main focus, but once I'm done with track, which will be in pretty much a year from now, taking that focus and applying it to my career, I feel like I have the ability to probably do more than I think. And if it wasn't for track, I probably would limit myself in a lot of different areas in life without, like, trying to, like, really see how far I can take it, I guess. So I don't know if that made a lot of sense, but yeah, I think I would just be not as motivated, I guess, if I hadn't done track. I'd be more ready to just accept how things are and, like, ready to just, like, good enough is good enough type of thing, but I don't really have that outlook anymore.
Fair enough.
So.
All right. You remember what my final wrap-up is?
No, I don't.
Remember, think of who might listen to this, who might want to listen to it. So based off of today's discussion, or maybe life in general, if you have one final piece of advice you'd like to share with our audience, what would that be? You like how memorized I had that? It's like
Yeah.
I've said it like over 50 times.
Wow. Man, I really should have prepared for this, I guess. But
That's in your words.
yeah, it's too late now. We're basically done. Final piece of advice. Just in life, kind of like what I just said. Like, just go all in on whatever you're doing, 100%. If you're gonna do something, do it all the way. It's no fun to do something halfway because you only get half the results. So, yeah, even if it's something you don't enjoy, if you committed to do it, you just got to do it all the way. It's just, yeah, if you're not doing something all the way, it's not worth doing.
If you have any additional shout-outs you'd like to give before we wrap this up, who'd you like to shout out?
Oh, I don't know. Let's give, Caleb. I got to give a shout out to Caleb Carrico. He's in
Wow.
Florida, living life. I don't know.
Could you
he's
not?
building Jeeps and vans, custom made, whatever.
Honestly, I have no idea what he's been up to, so good for him.
He's just doing all sorts of stuff down there. Shout out to Seth. He's getting married in like 2 or 3 months. So
Gosh, if he can
that's a
get
big
married, what
thing.
are we doing?
Exactly. It's incredible. He's just really opening the door for all of us guys out there. Yeah, that's probably good. I could do a lot, but I don't want to do a bunch of shout outs, you know.
And where's my shout-out, you know?
Well, yeah. This is your podcast. It's like one big shout out.
Oh yeah. I was saying that in this perspective of people saying that about them not getting shout out, but yeah, where's my shout out?
No, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got. Well, anyway, anything we're saying before we wrap this up?
No, I think we said it all.
Sounds good to me. Well, thank you, Ryan. It was fantastic
Thank you,
having you
Wade.
here. Great to have you in my wonderful apartment.
Yes.
Thank you, audience, for listening. It was great having you along for the ride, and well, like always, have a nice day.